Hey everyone, and welcome to probability lesson number 10. So we're looking at simulations. We might know what a simulation is. The Sims, right? That's a simulation game. You're simulating being someone else, right? That's why they called it The Sims. There's also a game called Goat Simulator, where you actually just walk around as a goat and you're pretending to be a goat, and I don't really get it, but people like it, right? So that's also being a simulation. These are simulations because we want to simulate things that we can't actually do, right? You can't actually turn into a goat and walk around, so we want to simulate it. A simulation is a way to model random events. I would say turning into a goat is pretty random, but we're going to have all different types of events that we can simulate. First, if it rains in a city 2 out of every 6 days, how can you use a die to simulate the situation? Okay, so 2 out of every 6 days it's going to rain. We like using a die here because there's 6 days and 2 of them are going to be rain. What we want to do is assign different numbers different values, right? So first, we want to make the numbers 1 and 2 rainy days, right? Since 2 out of every 6 days are rainy, make 2 numbers from the 6 sides of the die rainy days. Did I have to use 1 and 2? No, I could have used 3 and 5, 6 and 3, whatever, right? Any 2 numbers, you want to assign that to rainy days. Make the numbers 3 through 6 no rain. Okay, so because since 4 out of the days are going to be no rain, 4 of the numbers on the die should also be no rain. Okay, if Cancun is sunny 5 out of 6 days, how can you use a die to simulate how many days it will be sunny on a 12-day vacation? Okay, so now it's 5 out of 6 days. We're still using a die. If it's 5 out of 6, we want to assign 5 numbers to be sunny days and only 1 number to be not sunny. So what I decided to use, make the numbers 1 through 5 sunny days. Okay, that would leave number 6 to be not sunny. Now, if we want to simulate for a 12-day vacation, how many times are we going to need to roll the die? Well, 12 times, right? So roll the die 12 times and record the results. Every single time you roll a die and you get a number between 1 and 5, that would be a sunny day. If you roll a 6, that would be a not sunny day. We're going to do some of these simulations in class. I just want to give you kind of a head start on what we're going to be looking at. If a team wins 3 out of every 4 games that they play, they want to use a deck of cards. How can they simulate how many games they're going to win out of the next 10 games? Okay, if we have a deck of cards and we want to split it up into 4, since it's 3 out of every 4 games, that's going to be the suits. Okay, so I decided to make hearts, spades, and clubs a win. So if you pick a card and it's a club, it would be a win. If you pick a spade, that's a win. Pick a heart, that's also a win. The other suit, diamonds, would be a loss. Right, so if you pick a card and it's a diamond, that would be a loss. Now, since it's 10 games, how many times are we going to want to pick a card? Well, 10, right? When you pick the card, you record it, right? Write down what it was, and you have to replace it 10 times. You have to replace it because if you don't, then the probability is going to change and it wouldn't be a good simulation. Right? We want the probability to be 1/4 for every suit, and it winds up being 3/4 for a win and 1/4 for a loss. But if we take out a card and we don't put it back, the probability is going to change. Now, if 1 out of every 13 people are a twin, what is a way you can use a deck of cards to simulate how many of the next 20 people you meet are a twin? Okay, so 13 using a deck of cards. That's going to be the values. So we want to assign one of those values to be a twin and the other values to not be a twin. I decided to use an ace. You could have used every single time you pull out a 2, that's a twin. Every single time you pull out a 5, a jack, whatever. As long as you only use one of the values. Now, any other card besides an ace would be not a twin, right? Because we want the probability to be 1/13th to be a twin and 12/13th to be not a twin. Now, if we want to know out of 20 people, how many times are we going to have to pick a card? 20 times, right? Pick a card, record what it is, and then replace it 20 times. We have to replace it to keep the probabilities the same every single time. All right, we're going to do some simulations in class. This is just kind of a head start for you guys. All right, hopefully this was helpful. See you guys tomorrow.